Hi, this is Cathy Hanville, licensed clinical social worker of GetDownToBusinessConsulting.com. I am a practicing therapist, and I also help people with their SEO, their marketing, and starting their private practice. This video and post are about improving your SEO by creating fresh content and optimizing your blog posts. So as each of us markets maybe more and more in different areas, like I'm marketing in Pennsylvania and California, which is quite difficult, we have to find ways to, one, get fresh content on our sites, because we have what's called static sites, which means that people, we're not putting a lot of new stuff on there, right? So Google likes fresh content, so the way that we can get fresh content is by posting blog posts, okay? So the other thing is if we're going to use the blog to optimize, we have to use our keywords. So recently, I lost a lot of my Bay Area optimization when I gave up my office and then moved. So I wrote a blog post on Bay Area EMDR intensives. So I talked about my intensive program, but I focused it on marketing to the Bay Area, because that's where I particularly wanted to market this product. Now I also have to be kind of finding some blog posts I can write about Pennsylvania, because I want to be marketing here too. And it is a lot to be thinking about locations and keywords. I also work with LGBTQ community, and a lot of trans and non-binary people. So I can find topics that are relevant to their issues and then, try to bring in some other keywords. So anyway, four tips to writing a good blog post for SEO. And I want to stop with a caveat of, no matter what, the most important thing is to write content your potential clients or your readers want to read or care about. If you're just writing advertisements, like if I just keep writing like stuff about EMDR and counseling intensives and stuff, people don't want to read that. They might read it once, but they're not going to read it multiple times. So you've got to engage with them first. That's got to be number one before thinking about anything SEO. For SEO, first, a strong headline. I am putting this on a blog post that what is it called? It is called Writing Good Content for SEO Optimization. So that's a good solid thing, a solid headline that are hopefully going to draw people in. A title with a number in it gets clicked more often, and I did use a second heading which said 4 SEO tips for blog posts. I could have chosen to do that for the title too. I didn't this time. We do think, number 2, Google is now rewarding longer content. So it needs to be a minimum of 300 words, but 1,000 is better. I'm not always great with 1,000, but I do get the 300. But they want to know that that's important, that you can talk about the topic, that it's relevant. Number 3, using the heading font. So heading font, when you're doing things, is like heading 1 is a very large font, and when Google sees it, it thinks very important. So on this post, writing good content for SEO optimization is at the top in a heading 1 font. Further down, I have 4 SEO tips for blog posts in a heading 2 font. And I make it flow within the article. I'm not just throwing the keywords. It's always important not to stuff keywords, which is sort of throwing them in there where maybe they're not fitting, or you're using keywords in ways that aren't relevant. Finally, having strong page title and descriptions. That's something you do behind the scenes and is beyond the scope of this video. But, if you do any Google search, and if you're watching this via the post, you can see an example of, the first line, that's a title, and then there's usually a bunch of small lines underneath it. So the title has, 54-ish characters, and the description has about 150 characters. So you want to use those, you want to use your keywords in it, but of course everything has to be relevant to the actual post. So this is just a few tips to get you started. Feel free to check out my website, email me, comment on the video or the blog if you have any questions or would like to learn more about another topic. I'm always, help me with my blog topics. All right. Thank you. Take care.